And we are streaming live. We're going to begin tonight's broadcast as soon as we get a few people in our live chat room. I don't have coffee tonight. I'm drinking a lot more water, so I'm going to take a sip of my water. Hang on. I got something new popping up about super chat. I don't know what that's about, but let's make sure. Yeah, there we're showing that we're live, and I'm going to move this over. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm going to move this over. So much going on in the world today, and the scriptures are coming to life. Shows you how true the Bible is. Hello, Mark. How are you? We have Mark in the room. I'm not going to be on long tonight. I know I say that every time I go live. But for those of you tuning in on YouTube, this will be uploaded to YouTube. When I do go live, look for me to go live around 7 o'clock p.m. In the evening, Eastern Standard Time. All right, we got Mark in the room. We're going to wait and see who else comes in the room today. We're going to open the phone lines, the number to call in and ask Pastor Dave a question. Whatever's on your mind is area code 248-403-2052. Summer Fuji, hello. Hello, how are you? Good evening. The night before St. Patrick's Day. And I know you can't smell the kitchen, but my wife is cooking corned beef and cabbage just for Greg. It's me, Brother Greg. The number to call in, if you want to talk to Pastor Dave, is 248-403-2052. We're going to open with prayer in just a moment. Let me see if I can, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Hang on. Bear with me for a second. Been a long day. A few things we're going to talk about tonight. That's on my mind. There's the number if you want to call in live on the air and chat with Pastor Dave about anything that you would like. Anything that you would like. I'm wondering Mark, how is our precious sister doing? Shawnee, I'm wondering how she's doing. I gotta have another drink of water. Hang on. I'm rapture ready, Brother Greg. I'm ready. I'm really ready. I don't want to drink coffee late at night because it's been keeping me up. I think too much coffee. I got to cut back. Cut back on the sugar. Oh, is she? My goodness, I have to continue to pray for her. What kind of water? I don't know. It's well water. It's Flint water. No. Oh my goodness, no. It's purified drinking water. It says Kroger, which means the Kroger workers go in the back and they turn the sink on and they probably fill these bottles. I know. I should drink distilled water. At least I'm drinking water. I'm trying. Anyway. Wow, I've been dealing with a lot of pain, a lot of back pain. And, Lawrence, how are you? Lawrence is in the room tonight. Let's pray the way we're supposed to pray as we begin tonight's broadcast. Let's go before the Lord in prayer with the Lord's Prayer. Let's bow our heads. Let's bow our hearts, and let's open up with prayer. Let us pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who have trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, and deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Today is March the 16th, 3:16, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever shall believe in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. Amen. 3:16 today reminds me of John 3:16. And all All who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. We've got to have more people calling on the name of the Lord. I've been working hard behind the scenes, away from the camera, away from YouTube, the people that I meet on the street, and asking them to call upon the name of the Lord. So many people are wondering why their life is the way it is, and they want change in their life. I'm not talking about change meaning prosperity. I'm not talking about change to a new you. This is your time now, your best life now, with a big fancy house and a picket fence and the little dog named Fluffy and going on your Caribbean cruises. That's not what we're talking about. Your life to change and to never be the same again, and that can only happen when you don't don't put your thoughts on the material things of this world, the big house, the fancy cars, the BMWs, the plane rides, and when you know that your life needs to change, when you know you need change in your life and in your family, that can only happen when you call upon the name of the Lord, when you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord, and you know in your heart that God did raise him from the dead. From the dead, all who call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. I am so ready to fly in the sky and go home. Oh my goodness. Money can't. Money can't buy peace of mind. Money can make you believe you're happy, but you're really not. Our riches are not here on this earth. Our riches are in heaven, being stored up for us. Come quickly, Lord Jesus. Yes, I agree. Come quickly. Come quickly, Lord Jesus. I want to thank Linda. She has been really trying to help with our ministry to the homeless, and been getting a hold of getting on the phone and sending emails to all of the news media, the local news media around the city of Flint, hoping that maybe they would do a story on Pastor Day's ministry and outreach to the homeless. They cover quite a wide variety of the goings on in the city of Flint. But there she is. There's Shawnee. Well, like I was talking about earlier, what a lot of people don't see. My son can tell you we were already planning. We go out. And it's not all about filming and putting everything up on YouTube, but we'll try to help the homeless. We'll stand there and behind a homeless person on the corner with a sign, and we'll have our own sign. I have them actually in the next room. I can show you. Jesus was homeless, and honk for Jesus. I love to hear that people see a sign, honk for Jesus, and they honk their horn. And we're trying to draw attention to the homeless crisis in the city of Flint. And we go to a lot of places where pastors won't go. We go to Dort Highway in the city of Flint, and where there's all of these places of ill repute, sin abounds in the city of Flint. And it wasn't that long ago there was what they call, I'll be nice, a gentleman's club, but we know it's not very gentlemanly, the things that go on in there. And we kept pushing and pushing, and finally they closed down, and there was a service held there because Jesus moved in and booted the devil out of that location, and that's what we try to do. And interesting how the people I meet on a daily basis, the things that I see, and it's not always positive, you know. It's not always positive. I come under attack quite often, even by the police in the city of Flint. I remember a police officer was actually going to arrest me. He's telling me you can't stand out here and give this vagrant money. I said, he's trying to solicit money. I said, no, he's looking for work. The cop was getting mad at me. He's actually using his sign as an advertisement for employment, because the sign said, "I will work for food." And I said, he's got $20 in his pocket, so he's not a vagrant. I had given him a $20 bill. The cop knew that. Well, then you gave him your last $20, so now you're being the vagrant. And I said, no, I've got a little bit of cash on me as well. But that's the mindset. And it's not just in Flint, it's in Detroit. In Detroit, they round up the homeless. They get them in these white vans, police vans. And they're trying to bring Detroit back because they have different events going on now. Where they play the Red Wings play the hockey. Now they're building this new hockey stadium, so they want to get the homeless out. So they drive them way out of town and just dump them out. It's just terrible. But we hold up signs, honk for Jesus. We hold up signs that say Jesus was homeless, and we actually go to Wally's. You may have heard the gentleman in the video I did, was it yesterday, talking about he's on the corner, Center Road by Wally's. We go to the very far end of the parking lot, and there's a church that doesn't seem to care about the homeless there, but we use not the church's parking lot, we use the parking lot there, and we open up the back of the truck. We might have a big pot of chili and a pot of coffee and sandwiches for the homeless as we distribute backpacks. And in every backpack, people got to understand, we stuff every backpack as full as we can with personal hygiene products, toothbrush, toothpaste, cases of bottled water, like I'm drinking here, bottled water. And I was talking about that in that video earlier. See, people don't really understand. We supply as much as we can, personal hygiene products, shampoos, soaps, mouthwash, feminine products for the homeless females, and protein bars and snack bars and food, and we also pay to do what we can to get their birth certificates, to get their identification, to get them on and take them to. I got an appointment with two homeless gentlemen tomorrow at Hope Network in the city of Flint at 12 o'clock noon to get them counseling, and so we can get their SSI. But they got to have an address. That's the whole thing. You got to have an address. So what I left out on my video this morning is, if you go to Flint, Michigan, you can't drink the water. They're doing nothing. The whole news has dropped the whole topic now. But now more and more children are being diagnosed with lead poisoning. But you have to prove that you're a resident of the city of Flint. You have to show your driver's license and an address showing that you live in the city of Flint to get the free cases of water. They'll give you 1 or 2 cases of water. The problem with the homeless, they don't have an address. They don't have a vehicle. They don't have a driver's license. So that's where a lot of our money, our funding goes. We've got to have insurance to transport them to the VA hospital for their appointments and go in and insist they get their appointment. To the doctor's offices, to social service in downtown Flint, Genesee County, and it's just a lot that we're doing. It's a lot that we're doing, and it's just so very hard. It's there's so many houses that are empty and vacant. Well, the homeless can't get water because they don't have an ID. They don't have an address. But on any given day, this infuriates me, and nothing is being done about it, and I'm not being prejudiced. I'm not being against any other religions. But there are people with their heads covered from the Middle East, and from Pakistan, and from the Middle East, that are here, that have businesses, and they're pulling up to the water distribution centers, and they're loading up on water, cases of water that homeless, if you're homeless, you don't get any water. You drink from wherever you can get a drink from, because you're not getting clean water. You're drinking poison. That's because you're homeless. But the Muslims and them from Pakistan that have the party stores and the convenience stores on every corner, they're loading up on the water, taking it to their party store, and they're selling it. And I don't understand. What is wrong with the world today? I just really don't understand. There is my friend from the Netherlands, and I've been watching on the news and trying to see what's going on with that as well. And oh my goodness. I've got to ask you, the Nextrin, I don't know if I'm saying that right. The guy, they're calling one guy kind of like Dutch's the Dutch Donald Trump. What do you think about that guy? He's got his hair all spiked up. Does he have anything? See, I'm getting a little confused. Does he have anything to do? I don't think he won. I think the other guy won this election that's going on there. But what I understand for the Netherlands there, it's not a good situation, huh? It's not a good situation there. Oh, wow, that's wonderful. Do you know what YouTube channel that is? Gotta be careful of a couple of them. I hope somebody's doing that. I'm trying to see. There's such a delay in the live chat room. Yeah, he kind of is the fam. I'm gonna write that down. Maybe I can follow that. THG. The fam. What is it? 2026. Wonderful. So hopefully we'll get a call from the news media, ABC 12, as they did a news story on Michael, who Linda has graciously adopted. I put up to adopt a homeless person, and we'll follow their progress. And Linda's the only one that came forward out of 13,000 viewers. She's the only one that came forward and wanted to help Michael. And they did a story on him, and we'll have to see where this goes. Can someone ask what? Well, I'm trying to find out. Can someone ask him about Trump and? Oh, Trump and Meals on Wheels. I'm wondering about that. You know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one with the cutbacks now. Here in the United States, with Donald Trump, gotta cut costs here. Our military is so depleted. Barack Obama basically unarmed our military. We have no defense anymore. We got planes, warplanes, the engines falling out. We've got to build this military back up. He tried to actually destroy the United States of America. Obama wanted to destroy America and leave us vulnerable and helpless. And of course, that's part of the New World Order. To do away with the United States of America, deplete the military to where we can't defend ourselves, because they don't want America. They don't want Russia. They don't want Germany. They don't want the Netherlands. They want a one world government, a new world order, a one world currency. Donald Trump is working overtime to try to undo this, but you got to cut costs somewhere. And the only thing I can say about Meals on Wheels, I don't know how, you know, you got to be careful with a lot of these programs, especially the government programs. When you look at the expenses, it's kind of like the church today. The church on every corner, just about every corner in the hometown USA, is a 501c3. So you got the pastor is the CEO, and then you got to have your board members or your elders or evangelists, but they're board members, a secretary. And by the time everything whittles down, the people don't get anything. It's like the Red Cross. A lot of people donate to the Red Cross or to other charitable events. But by the time the bigwigs all get the March of Dimes is another one. They're all 501c3. That's why I came out of the 501c3. I don't have anything to do with the 501c3. The March of Dimes, true story, actually got its name because by the time the employees got paid, the CEO of the March of Dimes, the secretary, and all the board members, about 10 cents went to help. So when we're looking at Meals on Wheels, a lot of the money, and Donald Trump is a brilliant art of the deal businessman. Don't think for a moment he hasn't looked in on HUD, hasn't looked in on Meals on Wheels, and seeing that probably $32 billion going to HUD, going to the EPA. My wife was just asking about the Great Lakes, what's happening there. Obama sold the Great Lakes to China. That's already, China is depleting our water resources in the Great Lakes. He sold us out. But the money that the government is spending on these programs aren't going to the programs. Donald Trump is going to put a twist on this to where Meals on Wheels will actually be funded without John Doe, the head of the CEO of Meals on Wheels, taking a $800 million salary, the secretary getting paid $250 million a year. By the time they're done, Meals on Wheels has about $100 to go buy some sandwiches. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm trusting in Donald Trump right now, not as a miracle worker, just as a man that's a businessman, to know where to put the money and to take from where. Because the government has been robbing the American people with all of these programs for so long. That's all I can say, is for so long. It's just crazy everywhere. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, well, they're nothing to be scared of. If you have Jesus in your heart, there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to be afraid of. I'm worried about Donald Trump. I'm a little scared for his safety. I mean, it's just almost to the point I can't even watch Donald Trump. How the news attacks him. And you got Snoop Dogg, this hip hop rap guy, portraying someone in a clown, or dressed like a clown, but you can tell that it's Donald Trump, and he shoots him in the head. Then you got this other rapper, Bow Wow, wanting to telling Trump he's gonna to shut his face, or he's gonna prostitute Melania Trump and sell her on a street corner. How is this being allowed? I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. Trust in Jesus. It's getting to the point where I think it's about time to go home. I'm not going to be out here much longer. If you take a deep breath, I'm not. There goes the neighbor's dog. I think the neighbor's dog, Jax, is my new co-host. Every time I go live, Jax comes out and he starts barking. You better believe he'll make it. I don't know. God's in control. Jesus will make it. I know that. Keep me lifted up in prayer. I've been dealing with this back pain, and that's all I know. I'll be on in the morning. I'm going to put out the last call. If you want to call in, the number to call in is 248-403-2052 to call in. And if you have a question for Pastor Dave, because it's hard for me to follow the comments in the live chat room, because there's a time delay, so it's just very difficult. I get lost in there. Thank you, and pray for our ministry. We need a lot of help, and there's a lot of work to do, and we just pray, and God will get us through. That's all we can do. So what I was saying, the wife is making. We're not Irish, but the wife's making corned beef and cafes. So we're gonna have some of that. We can have that on our diet. I'm still losing weight like crazy. I'm very pleased with that. But you know what's odd? The more weight I drop, my back hurts worse. What's with that? You think when you take the weight, like taking a 25, I've lost 28 pounds since January. It's like taking a 25-pound dumbbell off of your gut and throwing it on the ground. That's a lot of, that's heavy. You think that would take the strain off of my back. Why does my back hurt worse the more I lose weight? I don't understand. But I love you guys. I'm going to do ministry announcements tomorrow. I just want to thank everyone that is so loyal to this ministry. Oh no, Trump's not in trouble. What did Trump? Trump didn't do anything. Shawnee Trump didn't do anything. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But Trump's not in trouble. Barack should be in trouble. I have arthritis too, so I have that. I've got 2 herniated discs in my back, L4 and L5, from an accident at work a few years back. So, and I have psoriasis. So I've got, I can't pronounce this, psoriatic arthritis. Arthritis is set into my vertebrae in my back. So yeah, but I believe in healing. I believe that healing still exists today. So I'm just going to hang in there. I'm going to go. There's no stopping me. There's God's people out there are hurting. There's the lost out there that need to hear the good news of salvation. And I'll be in Detroit, Michigan this weekend. And Flint again tomorrow. So keep our ministry lifted up in prayer that we can just help as many as we can. I don't go to doctors. I don't have I wouldn't spend the money. I just put my faith in Jesus, the great healer. And I put my trust in all of you that you're praying. And when 2 or more are gathered in prayer, there he is in the midst. So I know that you all pray for me. And God is still on the throne. And he's hearing our prayers. And I was thinking about that, Mark, going to Westland. I spent, Inkster. There's a Home Depot on Inkster. I spent a lot of time there in Inkster. On Michigan Avenue, there's a Home Depot by Telegraph, and the homeless, a lot of homeless there. And Westland, and especially Inkster and Michigan Avenue. It's just hard. I mean, everywhere I go. Downtown Detroit, Inkster, Westland, Warren. It's just heartbreaking. And the churches turn a blind eye. The churches, the 501c3 corporate churches, all about the money, all about prosperity, all about buildings and building funds and broadcast. They all want to be on the Christian Broadcast Network. They all want big broadcast studios to cry out the apocalypse and the end of the world. Well, if it's the apocalypse and it's the end of the world, you don't need $1 million broadcast studio. You need to get off your big, fat behind and get out there on the street to where the sin is. Jesus didn't spend his time in the fancy temples and the synagogues with all of their gold and all of their silver. He was out there with the poor. He was out there with the sinners of the world. That's where he spent his time. Preachers, get out of that place you call a house of God. It's a house of merchandise. Get to work. Roll your sleeves up. Take off that suit coat. Take off that suit jacket. Take off that tie. Take off your argyle socks and your shiny shoes. You'll go to the church like you're a businessman. Be about the business of Jesus. Take off that suit coat and throw away that tie and roll up your sleeves because the harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. And you're amusing these people. You're raking in the funds and you're raking in the tithes and you're raking in the offerings and you're living a lifestyle that is not pleasing to the Father. What pleases the Father is to love thy brother as thyself and to go out and to be a fisher of men. Not a fisher of your own wealth, a fisher of men, to cast your nets out in deep water, reel them in, and give them to God. He'll clean them. But you can't do that when you're shining your shoes and you're wearing a business suit. Get off your big butt and get out to the mean streets. Get out to where the heartbreak is. But I'm preaching to the choir because the pastors aren't going to do it. They're not going to go. They're just going to smile and giggle and tickle you all over the YouTube channels. I love you guys. I'll see you in the morning. God bless everybody.